T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, right now I'm reviewing Transformers Generations Studio Series Bumblebee. This is Bumblebee from the original Transformers movie from 2007 in his first form, the 1970s Camaro that he was at first when the movie first started. Let me just tell you, I love this packaging. It feels like premium, like a premium product and whatnot. I wish it didn't have the multi-language thing, me being greedy, but with this being Takara Tomy and Hasbro, it needs to be multi-language more than ever. It has that Autobot logo going through because you can pull this inner workings right out of here. And here is a scene. This is the scene from when he and Barricade were fighting each other. So it's cool that they give you something to stand him on right there. As nice as I think the packaging is, and as premium as they try to make this feel, I don't really feel like this is a premium toy. I don't feel like it's worth $20. I need to get Ratchet so I can definitely compare him to Ratchet, but he is really, really small. And typically when Hasbro was giving us small deluxes in the past, they would have extras in there, like extra weapons. I mean, he does come with this blaster right here, which is nicely painted out and detailed out. I'm not going to lie about that. I'm not going to deny that. That looks good. For storage, you can store it in his stand port right here. Just take the peg that's right here and put it on his butt. And now you don't have to see it no more. Well, you'll see it while you're posing them around, of course. But, I don't know. I guess I have to look at these the same way as Robot Spirits. That's made by Bondi and it's sold here in the U.S. I guess it must be just international. Those things are $30. Technically, I don't feel like they're a $30 worth of toy, but since it's Bondi, Tamashii Nations, and whatnot, I don't have a problem with paying that premium for them, and they're cool toys. So I guess that's what these are, but these are less expensive than that, which is a good thing. And that's how you're supposed to be thinking about this. It's sort of an import premium toy since Takara Tomy and Hasbro have teamed up for the movie figures, at least. Getting all that stuff out of the way, I would not at all buy this for a kid. I wouldn't at all buy it for a kid. This thing is flimsy and thin, plastic-wise. The transformation is way too complex for the plastic consistency. And I just know a child under a certain age will have this thing broken up all over the place. Like, this pops out of these sockets right there too easy. And in fact, my figure had a flaw straight out of the box. Like this right here, I fixed it myself, but this would not stay attached. If I picked it up and shook it, this would fall straight off. What I had to do was like heat up the plastic and cool it down so it'll stay on there. Now that I got all that out of the way, all the negatives, I mean, I could see it has some good engineering. It's just the plastic quality is not what I would like. But it does have a lot of paint, and they did a lot of things that they didn't even do for the first movie back when they didn't care about giving us paint. Like, they painted his feet accurate to the movie. All this is painted accurate. They put paint up in there, paint in there. They painted the lights this time. His arms have a lot of paint. As you saw, that blaster has a lot of paint. They just put a lot of details that they didn't even do for the original toys back in the day, so I do appreciate that. Here's a close-up on his face. I do wish the face was like panel lined. It looks kind of weird with this just all silver. Like, his eyes definitely needed to be picked out and more than just that blue right there. But his head is one solid piece, and I believe it's a ball joint going, I can't tell. No, it's a ball joint going into his head, so he has a good bit of articulation in that head. As far as his other articulation, the shoulders do come out to here, and they're on a ball joint. I mean, this rocks down right there, and the elbow is on a swivel and a hinge, and the wrists go in. I wish the wrists had rotation, but it doesn't. These wings can move forward and back. You can push this wheel separately, but I like to push it at the same time. He has the secondary wings that he had in the movie, just like the Masterpiece figure. He has a waist swivel. Shocked about that, to be honest. Ball jointed hips, so you get all that range. Thigh rotation. This piece right here, I kind of wish it came into the front more, but it doesn't. He has a 90-degree of bend in the knee, and this can do this, that, and just elongate totally. I wish it had ankle pivot, but it does not. So, yeah. One thing they did with this figure, I believe this might be a remold or retooling of the Last Night's Deluxe Bumblebee, which I never saw. I never saw Wave 3 Deluxes ever. So, it has this toe back there that's not painted. So, they went the extra mile trying to get this as detailed like the movie as possible. And these tires, it's actually like double layered plastic, which is cool. So they didn't have to paint that inside, but they like kind of snapped this hubcap into the tire. I can't explain it. I only know that because I popped it, because it's just friction tabbed. Well, the ones up here are friction tabbed. I popped that out by accident. So you see that gray? It's like this black plastic is over top of that gray. If you want to see the gun on, you pull off this right arm, take this, and put that on there. And now he has the blaster. And like I said, it is very nicely painted. I like that. I like that. Size comparison, I was going to complain that they shrank him too much. Well, they did. He is way small, but I guess he is still in scale with like Crosshairs right there. Because I believe Crosshairs was taller than Bumblebee. It seemed like what they did was they gave the Studio Series figures a little bit more engineering, so things will tuck away differently. But he's definitely smaller and feels way more flimsy. And I don't like that stuff doesn't tab in and whatnot in certain places. Nothing locks in. They don't use screws and pegs anymore. Transformation, I'm gonna be honest with you, I honestly don't even feel like doing it on camera because it is frustrating. I've transformed it back and forth a few times and it is still frustrating. Put the hands up like this. Go ahead and we can detach this. Get these wings up here onto the doors. Kind of untab that, and this is what I'm talking about. So that is still easy to come off if you bump it a certain way. No, oh jeez, this is exactly what I was talking about. I would not get this for a kid because it's not broke like it was, but if you force it a certain type of way, it's gonna fall apart. And these I just imagine pieces all over the place. Lift this up like that, bring that down, bring this and kind of bend it like that so that we can move this forward and get that into the groove. If you don't bend the front fenders down, you will not be able to get that in there. And going back to the car, it is way difficult to untab that now that it's in there. Take the arms, rotate them like this. Now we could yes, like I said, pieces just falling off everywhere. Rotate. You keep these doors out like that while you're rotating these up into place. Now you're good with the front of the car. The back is kind of confusing no matter how many times I do it. I pull these this glass or the window out like that. And now you need to untake this and kind of rotate this up like this while pushing this peg right here. So make the foot come inward. Bring that like that. And now kind of rotate this while pushing that at the same time, getting the foot under here. The foot actually, there's a tab right there. It needs to go into the back of his thigh. After you get that done, you can rotate this fender. And this is one thing that drives me crazy. Like I said, this thing is too small to have all this tiny engineering. But I think I figured out the feet, what was giving me the problem. Bring this up, rotate it like this, push the peg in. That was what was giving me a problem. And I don't even know if I demonstrated that good enough so you'll know what I'm even talking about. But basically, before you bring the foot straight like this, or have the foot, before you bring the leg into this orientation, you need to make sure that the foot is on top and on the inside. When I tried to transform this dude by myself, because I like doing that, I had difficulties. Meanwhile, you need to rotate. After you get everything in this orientation, you need to put these panels inward like that. Get this together. Now, peg this together. And like I said, some of this stuff will just keep fighting you and coming apart. Now we can lift this. Oh, sure. Lift this under there. Let's do one side at a time. Oh boy, I'm not editing all this out. I'm just gonna let you see the frustration that I go through transforming this, and what your kid will have to go through trying to transform it. So now we have all that into place. Now we can shut the door. When you shut the door, you have to try to keep this flimsy panel that keeps moving out, and then shove the little peg behind that panel. Same thing. There's a peg on the door. It needs to go in and get beyond this flimsy panel. But now that we did that, he's a car. He's mostly together. And I believe it does have, come on, clearance enough to roll. Okay. Yeah, it can roll. One issue in the vehicle mode, besides the panels not wanting to stay together, is this is painted right there, but this isn't painted. That's not painted. So this is painted, so it's like a bunch of mix match yellows. And for them to try to get that movie look, they didn't make him look dirty and busted like he did in the movie. It's just a clean old Camaro. I do like the technique they use to make that look like pipes. And you can take this gun, take these two pegs, and peg them into here for storage, so he can carry around his gun. So everything's all inclusive. But I don't know, getting it together, it feels solid. It feels way more solid than it does in robot mode. So that's cool. But I just wish these panels would line up a little bit better. Let's make sure you can see some of that detail up close. They didn't give us the license plate again, but they did paint everything that needed to be painted. And this doesn't ever stay down either, so yeah. That's what you're working with. For comparison against Crosshairs, he looks way... I don't know. They're about the same length, just about, but width and girth, they are not. This guard looks like it is definitely not in scale with Crosshairs, which is unfortunate. Now, bot mode was okay, but vehicle mode, no, they are definitely not in scale. But I will say with this line, robot mode seems to be more important than the vehicle modes, or alternate modes, I should say. So, end of the day, I like the packaging. I like the premium feel they attempted to give us with these, but the execution of this particular figure, yeah, I feel gypped. I kind of feel ripped off. This is definitely not a $20 figure. I'd say definitely wait for clearance on this guy, but it's going to be difficult for that because this is Bumblebee. Bumblebee is the star, pretty much, of the Transformers movies. They've been revolving around him and Optimus Prime since the movie started, so good luck finding him. He's like the first thing to disappear off the shelf, besides Stinger. But anywho, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't make it too rambly and messed up. Anyway, until next time, T-Man978 out of here. Thank you for watching. Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click that shit.